Hello folks, this is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball guessing game. I'm picking my numbers for the drawing on January 30th, 2023. If you'd like to support my game, Decoding the Powerball, then please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, the object of my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. Okay, so let's try to pick some winning numbers. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the game card. This is where I try to eliminate the numbers and try to get it down to the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so you can see here with the game card it says 12823, so I got to update it to the 30th. And the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Powerball homepage to find out what were the 5 white winning Powerball numbers that just came up. Okay, so it was the 2, 18, 23, 27, and 47. The Powerball number was the 15, okay, but right now I'm only concerned about the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so I have those right here, 2, 18, 23, 27, 47, and now I'm going to put some colors to it like I have here in the history here. Okay, so the first one was the 2, and that's purple, and then the 18 was green, the 23 was blue, the 27 was purple, and the 47 was red. Okay, so again, the 2 and the 27 were purple. The 18 was green. The 23 was blue. And the 47 was red. So now I'm going to count how many colors I have. So I got 2 purple, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 red for 4 colors total. And now up here I'm going to make this 203 color code drawings I kept track of so far. And now a 4 color combination has now come up 82 times. Okay, so another thing I want to look at here is what were the numbers total as far as odds or evens. Okay, so I got even, odd, odd. So I got the majority was odd numbers, 3 to 2. Okay, so now I'm going to update this to the 30th. So what I do is I'm going to erase all these numbers and start from scratch. And what I'm going to do is, here's my color code right here. Here's the red numbers, orange, green, blue, and whatever's left over is purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these 15 numbers over to the game card as red numbers. Okay, so it was again, it was the 2, 18, 23, 27, and 47. The next line down was the 9, 17, 20, 38, and 40. And the last line was the 12, 31, 47, which is already taken, and then the 58, 60. So again, I'm going to make these red numbers. And now I'm going to count how many I have. Okay, so over here I got 5, and 2 are 7, 3 are 10, and 4 are 14. So you can see the last drawing had 15, so this one has 14. And the reason why is because the 47 came up twice within these 3 drawings. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the orange. I'm going to start with the 5, the 14, 19, 46, and 64. The next line down is the 6, 15, 22, 42, and 47, which is taken. The next line down is the 4. The 14 is already taken, so the 33, the 39, and the 61. And the last line is the 24, 26, 39, which is taken, the 47 is taken, so the 57. Okay, so again, I'm going to make these orange. And now I'm going to count how many I have. So over here I got 3, and 3 are 6, 3 are 9, 1's 10, and 6 are 16. Okay, so now I do this with the green, the blue, and again, whatever's left over is purple. But I already did the game card here, so I'm just going to cut and paste. And try to speed things up here a little bit. Okay, so here's the game card for the 30th. So it turns out there was 14 red numbers, 16 orange, 16 green, 11 blue, and 12 purple numbers. Okay, so why I did this way is I was hoping to get at least some consistency as far as like double digit numbers for each color. Okay, so having consistency makes things easier to predict. Okay, so as I look at this, I'm looking at the past drawings and I see a purple number has come up in the last 9 drawings. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you can see that there's no purple numbers here. Okay, so following this down, 9 in a row is pretty rare. Okay, usually it goes like 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7, you know. So 9 in a row is pretty rare. So my guess is that no purple numbers will be coming up in this next drawing. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate all the purple numbers off of the game card. And hopefully none of these purple numbers will come up. Okay, so the question is, can a purple number come up? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here's where the betting comes in. Okay, so I'm going to spend $3 on a Powerball ticket, which includes the power play. So basically what I'm saying here is I'm betting my $3 that none of these purple numbers will come up. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next stage, all right, and that's called the individual numbers. Okay, so here's the numbers that just came up. I put them right over here, and you can see that I have numbers of 1 through 9, and then it's blocked off, and then I got 10 through 19. So basically I'm going to reduce this down so you can see the whole card. So I basically took all 69 white ball numbers and I divided them into 7 different groups. Okay, so the group of 1 through 9, this is the only one with 9 numbers, and then the other 6 have 10 numbers for 69 numbers. Okay, so what I do, I'm sorry, I'm going to blow this back up. So the reason why I said that is so I could say with this it hit 1, 2, 3, 4 different groups. 4 out of the 7 groups. Okay? So that means 3 of these groups did not have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so how I use this is here's the 2. I'm going to follow this over till I find the 2. And now I'm going to make this square purple. Okay, so now I'm going to keep on going until I find the 18. And now I'm going to make the 18 green. Okay, so how I use this is I look for a color that hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so here you can see red, green, blue, and purple. And the color that's missing is orange. Okay, so here it is right here. So since the orange number hasn't come up in a little while, maybe an orange number is due to come up. So I'm going to look at the numbers of 1 through 9 on my game card and see which one of them are orange. Okay, so I got the 4, 5, and 6, so maybe one of these 3 numbers will be coming up. If not this drawing, maybe soon. Okay, so let me go back. And the next one is 10 through 19. So again, I have red, orange, green, purple, blue, purple. And all the colors are right here, so that's no big help. So moving on to the 20s, I see orange, green, blue, and purple. I'm missing the red. Okay, so it's way down here, so maybe a red number is due to come up. So it's with this square right here, I break things down into 5 drawings. Okay, and the reason why I do that is just so it's easier to count. So I know it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, it's pretty close to 30 drawings that a red number hasn't come up. So let me see what red numbers are in the 20s. And the only one I got is the 20. Oh, I got the 23 as well. So I got the 20 and the 23 that may be coming up here really soon. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that in the back of my mind that the 20 and 23 could be a really good possibility. So here with the 30s, I'm looking at this. I don't see any orange. So here's an orange number down here. So it's been 5, 10, 15, 18 drawings. So let me check out the orange numbers. I mean the 30 numbers. So I got one. I got the 33 and I got the 39 that are orange. Okay, so again, I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind as well. Okay, so heading back, I'm going to check out the 40 numbers. So I got red, orange, green. Here's the blue and purple, so they're all right there. So with the 50s, I'm looking at this. I got 2 purple. The one that I'm missing is a blue, so here's a blue. So it's been 5, 10, 15, 20, 23 drawings so far. So let's check out the blue in the 50s. I got the 51, the 54, 55, and 59. Okay, so again, I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind as well. Okay, so moving on to the 60s, the last one. I see red, orange, green, blue, purple, so all the colors are here. So that's no big help. Okay, so for me, I know that there's 7 different groups here, and there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. So I know that 2 of these groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so the strategy is try to guess which one will not have the winning Powerball number to it and eliminate that from the game card. Okay, so I'm going to turn your attention over to here, over to the left side. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And the thing that I'm looking for is this 3. Okay, so within these 5 drawings, here's a 3. Within this 5 drawings, here's another 3. There's no 3 here, but then it comes right back pretty good, 3 of them, and then 2. So 3s are pretty hot. And then here I got no 3s, and now here I'm at the next one. Okay, so I got 2 more drawings to complete the 5 drawing cycle here, and I'm thinking that one of these are going to be a 3 because there was none down here. So that means 4 of these groups, in my opinion, or what I hope, will not have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so I'm going to pick a couple of these here. And the first one I'm going to pick is the 10 through 19 numbers right here. Okay, and the reason why is because one of these numbers have come up in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawings in a row. And when that happens, it usually doesn't go 7. Okay, so it can go 7, absolutely, but I'm going to bet that $3 that it won't. So I'm going to predict that there'll be no winning Powerball numbers right here. So I'm going to eliminate these numbers off my game card. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to pick another one. I'm going to pick the 40 numbers here. Now you can see that the 40 numbers have been just really hot, except for this 5 drawings right here. You can see that there was just one 40 number. But here there was 5 in this 5, then 3, then 4, another 5, and then 7, and here I am with 3 right now. So I'm going to predict that, the 40 numbers have been really hot, and I'm going to predict that no 40 numbers will be right here. So I don't believe any 40 numbers are going to come up, so I want to eliminate those off of my game card. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 40 to the 43, 44 to the 47, 48, and 49. And again, hopefully none of those 40 numbers come up. Okay, so I'm just about all done with these two, the game card and the individual numbers. So the next thing I'm going to do is move on to what I call group 4. Okay, so basically with this group 4, I took all the 69 white ball numbers and I divided them into 4 different color groups. Okay, so I'm going to update this. And I have 7 of these option cards. And you can see that these have already been updated. So let me go ahead and update this. So again, the winning numbers were the 2, 18, 23, 27, and 47. Okay, so the 2 is here in the red, so I had 1 in the red area. And then I had the 18, 23, 27 in the blue, so I got 3 in the blue area. And then I had the 47 in the orange. And I had no winning Powerball numbers in this green area. Okay, so I hit 3 out of the 4 color groups. So I'm going to put a 3 here. And the majority of the numbers were over here to the left side, so I'm going to keep this 3 red. If the majority was over here to the right side, I would color this 3 green. Okay, so the strategy is try to correctly guess where 0 is going to be. Now, if I could have correctly guessed that none of these green numbers were going to come up, I could have eliminated them off of the game card and gave myself a much better chance at getting at least a couple of the winning Powerball numbers correct. Okay, so that's the strategy. So I'm going to move on to first of all, I'm going to look at this, and you know, you might be saying at home, okay, so what is this? I like to keep track of every 3 drawings on top of each other like this. And that way, I only have to wait 3 drawings until I'm going to be putting a color to it. Okay, so I also have Decoding the Powerball number 2, where you can see that there's no numbers here at the top. And then I have Decoding the Powerball number 3, where I have 1 number at the top. Okay, so the reason why this is I always want one of these in this position here, where it's been 2 out of 3. Okay, because when tonight's drawing or tomorrow's drawing goes off, I'm going to be putting another number here, and then I'm going to be putting a color to it. Okay, so if this is a hit here and I put a 1, then I'm going to be coloring it a dark blue. I'm sorry, a dark red. Red is for hot or hit, and blue is for cold or miss. Okay, so if this is a 0, I'm going to be coloring it this color. Over here, if a number comes up here, I'm going to be coloring it this color. And if it's another 0, I color it a really dark blue. Okay, and the reason why I do that is I want some separation. I want to be able to look at this and try to correctly guess what color it's going to be. Okay, so most of the time it's a hit here, okay? So I try to use this game any way that I can to give myself an advantage. Okay, so over here I keep track of the triple hits. So it looks just like this. And I have 3 options that could be a triple hit, and maybe all 3 of them will come up. Okay, but looking at it, I kind of think it's going to be the red. That's going to have a triple hit to it, so I believe that one of the winning Powerball numbers, or even 2 or 3 of them, will be here in this red area. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that in the back of my mind, 1 through 17. Okay, so looking at this one, what I look for is something like this where it's been really, really hot. Well, it can't stay hot forever. It's going to cool down at some point. Okay, but this is what I look for. Another thing that I look for is like a long tail, I guess I like to call it. You can see from this one all the way down to here. I call this a tail, I guess. And again, it can't stay hot forever. Okay, so there's 5, 10, 11 of these numbers in a row, hits in a row, and then it missed that number 12. Okay, so those are a couple of things that I look for. And, if you were to ever play my game, you would probably look at this differently. All right? We all look at things differently. So looking at this number 3, again, this is very hard to pick because there's 5 white winning Powerball numbers and there's 4 different colors. So it's really hard to pick where the 0 is going to be. But if I see something that really stands out, I'm going to go for it. And if I get it correct, I can knock out 17 or 18 numbers. And that's pretty huge to me. Okay, so again, I'm really not seeing anything. Maybe this green one right here, because I haven't seen this kind of color in a little while. So maybe this due to have a 0 right here. And if that happens, none of these green numbers will be coming up. All right, so I have 7 of these option cards. I got 4 options per option card. So 4 times 7 is 28 options. I have to pick where that 0 is going to be. And I only like to pick 1. Okay, if I could get 1 out of these 28 options, then I feel I'm doing pretty good. Okay, so I just kind of missed this one here. Again, this is what I'm looking for. Something that's been really, really hot. I know it's going to turn cold eventually. Okay, so another thing over here to the far right, you can see there's a bunch of green, bunch of red. Again, I go by the majority of the numbers. So here you can see the majority of the numbers are over to the left side. And when that happens, I color that 3 red. Again, if the majority was over here to the right side, I would color it green. So I look for something that's, if it's been like all green, well, when's it going to jump to red? So you can see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green numbers in a row. When is it going to turn red right here? Okay, and if it is red, then the majority of the numbers will be over on this side. Okay, so this is number 7. That's all I got. I really didn't see anything. Okay, so in the last 3 drawings, or the last when this thing capped off, there was 19 of these triple hits throughout all 7 option cards. Okay, so as I look at this is rare. This is really rare. Okay, so this is the overview of all 7 cards. And with this blue area, there was a winning Powerball number in each of the 7 cards in the blue area. And it's gone 6 drawings in a row, which is really rare. So when is it not going to stop? When's it going to stop? Hopefully it will be this drawing here. So I'm going to look at the blue areas because I believe that there's going to be at least 1 or 2 of these blue areas with a miss to it. Okay, so looking at this blue area, I really don't see anything. This blue's been awful hot. Don't like it though, so I'm going to move on. Don't like it. Okay, so this one I kind of like. But again, I only want to pick one out of this, so I'm going to keep the 4 in mind. Option card number 4. Now as I look over here, it's been awful red, which means that a lot of the winning Powerball numbers have been over here to this left side. And I'm kind of liking this blue here. So I got the 4 and 5 to pick from so far. Not really liking number 6. Not really liking number 7. Okay, so I'm going to go back to 4 or 5. Let me take a look at this one more time. And who knows, maybe both of them will have a 0 to it. I think I'm going to go with this one right here, number 5. So what I do is I mark it with a blue mark saying that I'm going to take this. And the reason why I do that is when I go to correct it, I can look at this and say, okay, I got this correct. No winning Powerball numbers landed in the blue, or I got it wrong. There was 1 or 2 of them in here or more. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 5, 6, 14, 15, and then the 18 to the 28 to start. Okay, so I'll get rid of all those numbers, and hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so then it's the 37, 38, 46, 47, and then the 52 to the 63 minus the 61 there. Okay, so again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Now, if I made the correct picks so far, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers should be still on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so again, I'm trying to get this down to 5 numbers here. Okay, so the next one I have is group 6. So again, it's a lot like group 4, right? Except I have 6 different colored numbers. And the reason why I don't have a group 5 is because I want an equal number on each side so I could have this part over here. So I could have a majority, okay? So I could say the majority is on the left side or the majority is on the right side. And again, if I see something that's hit on the majority of the right side for like 10, 12 drawings, well, when's it going to go have the majority on the left side? Okay, so let's say that for this drawing, the majority will be on the left side. That means only 2 numbers could be over here on the right side. So I know that one of these is going to have a miss to it. Okay, so that's how I try to look at things. So here I'm going to update this one as well. Okay, so it was the 2. And that was in blue. Then the 18 was in red. Then the 23 was in yellow. The 27 was in green, and the 47 was in green. So I got 2 green. So I had no winning Powerball numbers in the orange, and I had no winning Powerball numbers in the purple. So I hit 4 out of the 6 color groups, And the majority of the numbers are over here to the right side, so I'm going to keep that for green. Okay, so what I like to look at here is when it gets to this stage where I got two numbers on the top here, this is where I can look at these things. Okay, so this over here, this tells me how many blue marks there were. Okay, so in this last three, you can see that there was 2 blue marks. And over here, I look for, okay, was there a triple hit, like right here? Okay, so you can see that there was 2 of them, and there was 1 triple zero. So if there's going to be another triple zero here, the only one it can be is the orange. The question is, will it be a triple zero? Okay, so over here I got, for the triple hits, I got blue, green, and yellow. And you can see that the triple hits come up a lot more often than the triple zeros. So the one that stands out the most is this green. So I'm going to put a red mark here, saying that I believe that one of these green numbers will be coming up in the Powerball. Okay, so it's the 4, 8, 16, 27, 31, 38, 42, 47, 51, 53, 57, and 61. Okay, so one of these green numbers, or maybe even 2 of them, I believe will be coming up in the drawing. Okay, so moving on to number 2, I got 7 of these option cards as well. And looking at this one, I already updated things. See, here's what I mean about a long thing of green, and finally it turned red. I'm thinking that this is going to be a red here. This number is going to be red. So I'm going to look on this side to pick where I think the 0 is going to be. Okay, so a triple zero, I don't have any opportunities. And for a triple hit, I got the yellow and the blue. And it looks like I would go with the blue here. So I think the blue is going to have a hit to it. So they're all odd numbers. The highest one is the 23. So let's go back to the other one, where I thought the green, and you can see that they're all even numbers here. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so looking at this, again, I look over here first, and I'm thinking that this is probably going to be a green number. So I think the 0 is going to be over here on this side. Okay, so do I have an opportunity for the triple zero? I do here in the yellow. And do I have an opportunity for the triple hit? I got the green and the purple. And I kind of like this green. So I'm going to say that a number here is going to hit. I know that 23 kind of stood out a little bit. So I know I got rid of all these, the 18, 19, 20, 27, 28. So I'm just looking at the 14 to the 25. So I I got the 23 that matches here. And I believe I had the 31 as well. So far I got the 23 and 31 that kind of match with those other ones. Okay, so moving on to this one. Thing that stands out to me the most is this huge thing of red right here. Okay, so do I have a 000 opportunity? I do here in the purple. And do I have a triple hit? I do in the blue. So I think that this is going to be a 000. I think I'll be putting a 1 here. So I'm going to get rid of these purple numbers off of my game card. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 4 down to the 21, and then the 26, 33, 34. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. And I think I'm going to leave this one alone. I was going to take the blue as a hit, but I'm going to hold off on that. Okay, so looking at number 5. Do I have an opportunity for a 000? I got 2 of them, the orange and green. And do I have an opportunity for a triple hit? I got a couple of them. I got the red, blue, purple, and yellow. And certainly the one that sticks out the most is the yellow here. Okay, so the thing that I'm looking at is, let's compare the orange to the green as far as 000s. I see a 000 here, 000 here, 000 here, 1 here, bunch here, and then I look over at the orange and there's no 000s at all. So I'm going to say I think it's due to happen. So I'm going to say I'm going to get rid of the orange numbers off of my game card. Okay, so I got the 8, the 48, 58, 66, and then this, all these numbers right here. So I'll get rid of the 8, the 58, 66, the 36, 55, 64. And again, hopefully none of those numbers come up. Okay, so moving on. I got 6 out of 7. Okay, so I only got 1 opportunity for a 000. And I got 1 opportunity for a triple hit. Now again, a triple hit comes up a lot more than a 000, so I'm gonna go with the triple hit and say that one of these yellow numbers are gonna come up. So I know I had the 1, 13. I matched with a couple of those, and I also had the 43 and 61 and the 9 here. Okay, so moving on. triple zero opportunities, and I got the blue and the orange. Here's that 13 again, if I took the orange. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave this one alone. So moving on to the overview. What I'd like to do here is, you can see how I have this kind of bordered off. So I do this when something flip-flops. So you can see that the 3-4 came up, then the 4-3 came up, so it flip-flopped. And you can see that it, it flip-flops a lot. Okay, so looking at this, looking at the yellow, you can see that it hasn't flip-flopped in a long time. So if it does flip-flop, there's going to be 2 hits and 5 misses out of these 7 option cards. So I'm going to take a look at the yellow one more time here. See if anything really stands out. Okay, so you can see that here's two dark red. And you can see that most of them come up as 2 dark red. Here's an oddball with 3 dark red. Here's one with 4. I'm going to leave that one alone, and I'm going to move on to number 2. I don't really like this yellow here, so I'm moving on. Just basically looking at the yellow right now. Again, it could be a 000. I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to get rid of the 41, 42, 43, and then the 44 to the 62. And all those numbers are gone. Okay, so moving on. Again, I'm just looking at the yellow areas. Don't really like that one. Don't like that one either. This one I said is going to be a hit. Okay, I think I could go with this one right here. Okay, so the 15, 24, 32, 23, and the 21, 29. I'm going to take a look at that again here. The 23, 15, the 32. So I'll get rid of the 23, 24, and 32. And I'll see if the 56 is still there. It is. Okay, so I'm getting down there. So again, hopefully if I made all the correct picks here, the 5 white winning Powerball numbers will still be here on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so I'm all done with Group 6. Now I'm going to move on to Group 8. So again, I took the 69 white ball numbers, I divided it into 8 different color groups. Okay. So again, there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, so I know that 3 of these color groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. So again, the strategy is try to guess which one will have the 0 to it. So I got 9 of these option cards. I have 9 because it gives me better odds of getting it correct, and I want more options. So that's why I gave myself 9. But you can see that these are already updated, so I'm going to update this one. And again, the numbers were the 2, which is here in red. So I had one red number. Then the 18 and 23 were both in orange. And then the 27 was in green. And the 47 was in yellow. So I had no winning Powerball numbers in the blue. No winning Powerball numbers in the purple. No winning Powerball numbers in the turquoise. And no winning Powerball numbers in the pink. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 color groups that had a hit to it. And the majority of the numbers are over here to the left side, so I'm going to keep this for red. So it's the same thing. Do I have a 000 option? And I do. I got it here in the turquoise and the pink. And do I have a triple hit option? I do over here in the orange. I'm sorry, in the red and orange. So you can see there's 15 drawings within this 5 area here. So I got 15, 30, 45 drawings. In the last 45 drawings, you can see that the majority has been to the green side, which means the majority has been to the right side. I have a feeling that this is going to be a red, to make it a dark red like this. That means I believe that the majority of the numbers, at least 3 of them, will be over here to the left side. Which means only 2 of these color groups on the right side can have a winning Powerball number to it. If I'm correct. Which one is it going to be? What I'm going to do is, since I already updated all these, I'm just going to go to the overview to see if the overview has anything that really sticks out. Okay, and the last 3 right here for all 9 option cards, so it was 11 triple zeros and 11 triple hits. Okay, so again, I'm looking for something that hasn't flip-flopped in a while. Or I'm looking for something that's been really red, and now I think it's going to turn blue. Okay, because there's 8 different color groups and only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, you can see that there's a lot of blue that comes up more than red. So this yellow is really sticking out to me here. I'm thinking that this is going to be a blue mark, which means the majority of the numbers, the majority of the option cards will have a 0 to it in the yellow. Sorry, I hit the home button and I think it was the yellow area. Yeah, it was the yellow. Okay, so I'm looking at the yellow. I mean, I'm looking at all of them, but the yellow is the one that's really standing out to me here. So compared to the others, this yellow looks really good. So I'm going to pick that. I'm going to say that no yellow numbers were going to come up. And I'm going to get rid of the 44 to the 51. And again, I thought there was going to be no 40 numbers, and this is the majority of 40 numbers. So I'll get rid of the 50, 51 if they're still on. They are. And hopefully those 2 numbers will not come up. Okay, so when I was at the individual numbers, the 50 numbers that I said that there was a blue number hasn't come up in the 50s in a while. I got the 59 still on the board. Okay, so moving on. Hopefully I won't knock it out. We'll see. Okay, so looking at this one, number 2. Kind of like this blue to have a hit to it. That's the 2 down to the 63 plus the 52. I do have the 2. That just really came up. It was purple. So that means a purple number hasn't come up in a long time. So maybe it will just come right back up. Certainly happens, like here with the 47. Okay, so I like that, so I'm gonna pick that. Okay, so that 2 was the only one left, right? So that means I believe this 2 is going to come back up. So if I pick a group of numbers that I think are going to miss and it includes the 2, I'm going to say no. I believe the 2 is going to come up, so I'm going to protect it. Okay, so here for number 3, this red one looks really good. I picked this the last drawing and one of them came up. That was the 47. The only thing I have in that is the 61. So I'm going to leave that red alone, and I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, but before I do, I just noticed that I got 2 triple 0 opportunities here. I really don't like either of them, so I'm going to move on to number 4. Okay, so I have 3 of these triple 0 opportunities. And so far I'm looking to see if these triple zeros have doubled up, like right here. So here in the purple, you can see that none of these triple zeros have popped up twice in a row like here. And I'm going to say I'm hoping that it's going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to pick the purple. So I'm going to get rid of the 1, 3, 11, 13, 39, 41, 43, 49, 51 off of my game card. Okay, so I think I had the 39 in there, so I'll get rid of the 39. And that's one more number off of my game card. Okay, so here I have the orange and purple for triple 0. You can see a 0 just came up here. Sometimes they do double up. And the triple hits. This has been really hot. So I got the yellow and the blue. Okay, so I don't really like this one at all, so it's all gut feeling. And if you don't have a good gut feeling, then just move on to the next one. That's why I gave myself so many option cards here. Okay, so what do I have for a 000? I got the blue, orange, green. And then I have the red turquoise as a triple hit. So here's a double 000 here. I was thinking of picking that for the orange, but now I don't like it. And I'm going to move on from this one too. Okay, so I got orange, purple, and pink for a 000. And I got the red, and that's it. Okay, I'm thinking. I do see a lot of red through here. So maybe this is going to be green, which means the majority of the numbers will be over here. So kind of liking this orange. Let's see if there's any numbers from the 41, 49, 57 still on the game card. And the 57 is still here, so I'll take that. I get rid of the 57, and I'll say that I'm picking orange. Have a miss to it. Okay, so moving on to number 8 out of 9. Okay, so I got a orange 000 opportunity and a turquoise. Okay, so the turquoise has never had the 000 double up like right here. And I'm going to choose that one, unless it has to do to 2. It doesn't. So I'm going to get rid of the 16, 24, 26, 33. And they're all gone. And then the 37 to the 53, 55, 62. Those are all gone as well. Okay, so no help there. So moving on. The last one I got 1, 2 000 opportunities, and I got the green and turquoise. Okay, so looking over here, I haven't seen a really dark green in a while. So I have a feeling that this is going to be green, so I think the majority of the numbers will be over here to the right side. And I think I'm going to go with this blue. I think I'll knock out that 61. Okay, so the 37 to the 61, and then the 49 to the 69. that blue 59? Okay, I think I'll leave that. I think I'll scratch that. Change my mind. Okay, so that's it for Group 8. And now I'm going to move on to Group 10. Okay, so here with this Group 10, I only have 3 of these option cards. So I'm going to update this option card number 1. So again, the numbers were the 2, which is blue. Then the 18, which is brown. Then the 23, which is yellow. 27 is turquoise. And the 47 is pink. So I had no winning Powerball numbers in the red area. No winning Powerball in the orange, green, purple, or the light blue. Okay, so I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different color groups. And the majority of the numbers were over here to the right side, so I'm going to color that 5 green. Okay, so here the triple zeros come up a lot more than the triple hits, so I keep track of those. And you can see that there's usually at least one of them. I mean, so far there's only been 1 0 in all these things that I kept track of so far. That doesn't mean the zero's not due to come up, but there's usually at least one. And the only one that I have is this purple. The 2's not purple, so I like that. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say none of these purple numbers are going to come up. So it's 28, 29, 31, 33 to start. I'll get rid of the 31. And then it's the 53, 55, and the 50. And none of those numbers are there. Okay, so what am I down to? I'm down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers. Okay, so I want to get it down to 5. Okay, so moving on. Next one in this option 2. Again, I don't see any zeros at all here. So usually there's at least one triple zeros here. So I got 1, 2, 3 of them. 3 opportunities. Now what I look for here is how soon one of these triple zeros came up. So here's the red, pretty close to the top. The blue's pretty close. The orange is at the top. Green's at the top. Purple's a little low, but the yellow, turquoise, pink. Okay, so the one that's the lowest is the light blue. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a triple zero because of that. Because it hasn't come up compared to the rest. So I'm going to go with this light blue. Unless the 2 is there. Okay, so it's not. So I'm going to go with the 1434. Nothing there. And then I'm going to go with the 465462 and then the 4868. Well, at least I knocked out one more, the 68. Now I'm down to 10 numbers. Okay, so this is the reason why I believe in this game. It's because one time, out of all the times that I played, probably hundreds, I reduced the numbers down to 10 numbers, and the 5 white winning Powerball numbers landed within these 10 numbers. Okay, I only got 2 numbers correct that day, but I looked at it and said, wow, I gave myself a much better chance at winning a really good prize. Maybe a life-changing prize, a million or 2 million bucks. Okay, so if you just play the Powerball with a $2 ticket and you get the 5 white balls correct, that's $1 million prize. And if you spend $3, you get the power play and get all 5 white numbers. It's a $2 million prize. Okay, so moving on. My last card. I got orange, purple, pink, and brown. I have a feeling that this is going to be green, which I believe that the majority of the numbers will be over here on the right side. So that means I'm going to be looking over here. And I kind of like this orange. You can see this yellow, the 000, hasn't come up in a long time. But I'm going to go with this orange. Okay, so it's a 28, 30, 46, 50, 58, 60, 68. And I'll get rid of the 60. And now I'm down to 9 numbers. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the overview of things. Okay, so this is for all 3 option cards. And what I'm looking for is, again, the 03. One that hasn't come up in a while. And the one that sticks out the most is this light blue. And you can see the 03, it doubles up or even triples up. Let's take a look at this orange. Maybe this orange will double up as well. Okay, so I like the light blue for all 3 option cards. And that's what I'm going to do. So here's the light blue over here, option card number 1. I originally took the purple, but hopefully there'll be 2 of them. Oh, that's a 000, but this won't be a 000. So hopefully the light blue will miss. Okay, so it's the 15, 17, 38, 39, 51 to the 67. Oh, I kind of like that 59. Alright, I'm going to move on to the next one. Change my mind on that one. This one I already took the light blue. Maybe I'll take the orange here. 11, 13, 29, 24, 25, 33. There's nothing there. Okay, so the last one. Looking at the light blue again, I can see that being a 0 here. there's the 59 again. I just can't do it. So I'm going to move on. So I'm all done with my option cards here. So again, I got Decoding the Powerball number 2, where I got no numbers at the top. And then I got Decoding the Powerball number 3, where I have at least one number at the top. Okay, so I'm going to go with 3A here. Now this is basically a 10 color thing again. And I'm going to go right to the overview to check out those 03s. Okay, so here's a 03 in the orange, the green. Which one of these 03s haven't come up in a little while? Okay, the one that sticks out to me is this light blue. So maybe I'll have better luck with this light blue. Well, at least the 2's not here, so I'm going to go with this light blue. And I'm going to get rid of the 22, 30, 38, 56, 50, 60. And I don't have any of those numbers. Okay, so moving on. Boy, I really don't like that. What I do like is this pink right here. Got pretty hot. Been a bunch of green, which tells me that the majority of the numbers have been over to this right side. So I'm going to go with this pink. So I'm going to get rid of the 9. And I believe that's the only one there. $44.63 is gone. Okay, so moving on. I have this that could be a, it's going to say a 000, but there's one right here. Well, certainly this purple could be a hit. Oh, there's the 59. Alright, so I got 3B, kind of the same thing, another 10 color option card. I'm going to go right to the overview, see what has that 03, see if anything makes sense. Okay, so you can see that all the 03s are pretty much to the top, except for the pink, which is way down here. So hopefully, take a look at that pink. Okay, so 13 down to the 56. Plus the 61. I don't really want to get rid of that 61 because as I look at this, you can see that there's been no orange numbers in the last 2 drawings. Down here, no orange numbers. I'm kind of thinking that an orange number is going to come up. So far, I kind of like the 2, the 59, and the 61. So I'm looking to get rid of these other ones. Okay, this turquoise has never had a 000 where all the other ones have. Okay, so I think the 67 is still on the board, and I'll get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to take this turquoise to miss. See if I have anything else here. Okay, not really seeing anything. The last 5 drawings, the majority has been over here to the right side. So maybe this number will be red. Which maybe this green will have a hit to it. And that would have the 65. 11, 19, 28. No, nothing there. Okay, so I'm really not seeing anything, so moving on to the last one. I'm just going to look for the 000. See that there's never been a 000 here in the pink. I don't have all that much information here, but all these others seem to have a 000 to it already. Well, except for the brown. Spoke too soon. Okay, I'm going to move on. This one has a hit in every single one. Looking at number. Looking at the middle one, not the one at the end. Kind of like this brown right here. Okay, here's no 000s here in this turquoise. 5, 6, 7, 66 to the 69. Okay, I kind of like that one. I'm going to take it. And I'll get rid of the 7 and the 69. And that will bring me down to 5 numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go with the 2, 35, 59, 61, 65. I'll write that down. And then the Powerball number. I have something for the Powerball number. Okay, so on this side, on the left side, if it's blue, that means the number was low, 1 to 13. If it's red, that means it was high, 14 to 26. Okay, so again, there's only 26 red numbers in the Powerball lottery, and only one of those come up. Okay, so here on the right side, if the number's red, then it's odds. If it's black, it was evens. Okay, so one thing that I noticed about this, a couple of things that happen a lot for some reason, is like the 6 will come up, and then you can see the 511 came up, and then the 6 came back up again. Here it is with the 25, the 20, and then the 4 came up, then the 25 came up again. Same way here, here's the 12, then the 526 came up, then the 12 came up again. And here's the 5, the 22 came up, then the 12, then the 5 came up again. Okay, so it happens a fair amount. Here it is with the 17, 11, 26 comes up, then the 17 came back up again. Okay, so that hasn't happened in a little while. So I'm going to predict that the 23 is going to come back up again. I'm going to say that the 23 came up, the 18, 15, then the 23 came back up again. Okay, so at least that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so I'm going to go with the 2, 35, 59, 61, 65 in the Powerball 23. Okay, so those are the numbers I'm going to go with. And I just want to say about the odds. The odds of getting a grand prize, according to the Powerball website, is 1 in 292 million. Okay, so basically what I'm after, my goal is getting the five white winning Powerball numbers correct. Again, the odds are 1 in 11,688,000. So basically, out of the 69 white ball numbers, you can make nearly 12 million 5-number combinations. Okay, so I don't want to say that this is going to be an easy feat to get this correct. Okay, but there's some good lower prizes. Okay, if you could get 4 white ball numbers in the Powerball, that pays 50,000. And if you play the power play, it could be 2, 3 times 2, 3, 4, or 5, or times 10. Sometimes they throw that one in. But if you could get it times 5, that would be 250,000. And then if you get either the 4 white ball numbers correct with no Powerball, or 3 with the Powerball, it pays $100. And again, if that power play comes up as 5, then that's a $500 win. And then 2 white Powerball numbers or 3 white Powerball numbers. 3 total basically will pay $7. And if it was times 5, it would be $35 win. Okay, so plus you win with just a Powerball number. That pays $4. And again, if that was times 5, it would pay you back 20 bucks. Okay, so in closing, I just want to thank you for watching. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied here. I want to thank you for watching. Again, you can support my game through my Patreon page at patreon.com/decoding the Powerball. And if you'd like to give me any feedback, then please email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. Again, that's decoding Powerball without the decodingpowerball@gmail.com. And as always, I want to wish you the best of luck with your picks.